You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
What's up, guys? You're listening to another episode of The Clean Truth. I'm Don. I'm your host. If this is your first time listening to the podcast, thank you. Welcome. If you are familiar with it, welcome back. I appreciate you guys coming back and listening again. You can find the podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and our new interactive site, everybodyfits.com. It's a university type site with interactive content, blogs, videos, and that sort of thing for you guys to reference. I am very stoked for today's guest on the show. I had the privilege and honor of meeting her and listening to her speak at Summer Strong 11 at Sorinex's headquarters in South Carolina this summer. And if you guys get half of the value that I got out of her and Gunner's presentation today, it's very valuable. It changed me. The whole event that Jen was a part of was pretty life-changing for me. I took a lot of value away from it. So I was very happy when she agreed to be on the show today. So Jen, welcome.
Was that your first Summer Strong, Don? Thank you. Was that your first one ever?
Yeah, it was. It was.
Wow. Cool. Okay. All right.
And the thing that kind of hit home for me was, when Ben and Kyle, the strength coaches that I'm friends with that introduced me to Bert and all those guys, I told them that I wanted to go to this thing. The whole thing for me was I thought we were just going to show up, bang some weights, drink some beers, and hang out with strength coaches. That's what I thought it was. I had no idea. I mean, I had no idea that it was, the type of event that it was. And I honestly was going up there to get away, to de-stress. And my wife and I were going through a lot with the business. We were having, some stressful times and trying to figure out different routes that we wanted to go. And we were very stressed out. So it was kind of a decompression weekend for me. And it's funny, we use a life coach, and I had an hour and a half conversation with our life coach on the way up there, talking through some of the issues that we were dealing with. And when I showed up to Summer Strong, I was kind of taken back. I mean, the minute that Bert opened up and started talking, I sat back in my chair and I'm like, holy shit, what the hell is about to happen to me? And
yeah, I mean, that's the tricky thing about Soren Axe. And like for people that don't know what that is, I mean, it's basically a couple-day conference where Bert Soren, who's the CEO of Soren Axe, and it started by his father, I believe, in 1971 as an equipment company, right? He's like, hey, people like lifting weights, I'm going to make weights. And Bert has transformed this experience not to just like, a bunch of meatheads like talking about their benches or their squat maxes. It's we come in, we get the best in the field from the collegiate and professional level to different strength coaches around the country, to like me and Gunnar Peterson, who are on the Hollywood side. I mean, I'm much more general fit. I've done television like Gunnar has as well with Biggest Loser. But the reality is that you've got these people that are at the top of their field, and everybody that's there, you gain something. And it's not just workouts, and it's not just beer.
no,
like, I think there's a camaraderie. I mean, what you're talking about, Don, is like, whoa, like we were hard up in a way, like what's going on with the business? What do we do? And you start to look at some of your nation's best and even world's best. And you're like, oh, this is pretty much standard ops, right? Like everybody has those growing pains. And further, you've got resources there, and that people that don't walk in with their ego, that come as men and women that are there to contribute to a community, because we all actually realize that we're there out of service. Like we're here not only to help the people that we're working out to be healthier or trying to help create some really healthy life skill boundaries, but it's like we're there to kind of help each other as fitness professionals. And I think that's the magic that you also stumbled upon too.
absolutely. And the each speaker, it was just weird. I took something away from each speaker that was very relevant to 1, 2, or 3 of the issues that we were dealing with, that we were thinking about. And that was the main thing that I wanted to invite you on the show and talk about, because one of them happened to be gaining that client customer trust in our restaurants. as we grow our
Mm.
franchise, we're in the clean eating realm. We're in the clean eating arena. And, we always tell everybody clean eats, we're not just a restaurant. We're not just a meal plan company. We kind of pride ourselves in making sure that we help change people's lives. We want to be a big part of that, not just in their dietary needs. We want to go further than that and deeper into that. And once you guys
Well,
started
isn't
touching
that
on
the
that,
real work? I
right?
mean, isn't that the real work done? The
Yeah,
food is a tool. Like, come on, let's be real. That's one component of a huge pie chart of what it takes to feel your best if or live at your best if or like live your purpose. And there's a deeper conversation behind the food, and that's what makes people want to come to you. Yeah, you got all this, everything is dialed in. You source some good places, like blah blah blah. But it's the people behind the product that really makes the difference. And to your point, creates the trust for the consumer.
sure. So I guess one of the questions I wanted to ask, a big one was, when you got started in the field that you're in, you're a personal trainer and you were trying to gain these people's comfort and get them to trust you. What were some of the things that you used to right out of the
Mm,
gate before you were a name? You know what I mean? Before people, they already
yeah.
know they can trust you. I mean, to a degree, they know that they can trust you. But for our franchisees and even our customers that don't really know us, that aren't familiar with us, you know, how would somebody go about even starting to gain that trust outside of just having outstanding customer service?
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, there's a couple components here. In LA, we have a saying, and overnight success usually takes about 10 years. So long before I was doing television, I was showing up and I was doing it right for a decade. And what I mean by right, in answer to your question, there's a logistical side that's here, and then there's an emotional component. Logistical side, it sounds so silly and so simple, but the fact that I was never late to a training session, I was never, and the only reason I got to private training is because I was doing group classes. I was never late to a group class. I never bailed. I didn't. I didn't just play the same playlist over. I was thoughtful about my programming. People saw my effort and therefore they responded with their commitment, right? And their participation. I would say my commitment equals their participation. So when you know someone gives a shit, when you see somebody trying, like, oh, oh God, they're really putting effort in here. I want to be accountable to that, right? You always have a few people that like don't necessarily see it or can't see it, and that's fine. But I will tell you, 95, even 90 to 98% of the time, people recognize effort. In the words of Gunnar Peterson, effort is sexy, right? It's like
Yeah.
you put the effort in, people see it, and like I said, that means programming. That means, in your case, variety of food, variety of options, and then the emotional side is when you personalize it. So when I would have a group class, and I knew a gal that was coming to my class for like literally probably 2 years. I knew her when she started dating her boyfriend. I knew when she got engaged. I knew the week of her wedding. And so the last workout before her wedding, I started playing that like silly Muppet Babies, like somebody's getting married, you know what I mean? And like and like she was laughing. She's like, Dad, I'm like, you remember? I'm like, of course I remember, because you're a person, you're a human, and I know your first name, and I know your last name, I know your fiance's name, and I know you're getting freaking married this week. And that personalization is like, she would do anything for me because
Sure.
I cared enough to know who she is and know what she wanted. Like, so it doesn't have to be a wedding. It could literally be like, I can see you dragging down, you got low energy. And I'm like, and I can just like literally off the mic be like, yo, dude, what do you want to do? You want to do shoulders? You want to do back today? You're like, chest. I'm like, all right, guys, I'm making a change of plans here. I feel like doing chest. Like, nobody has to know, but you know
Right.
I shifted for you. And that, like, people, we are so falsely connected right now, making us disconnected because of social media. I mean, at least podcasts like this platform creates conversation and opportunities for you and me, two humans, to have real dialogue, and other people can listen in and really be a part of that conversation. And people want to be seen and heard and feel important. I mean, I literally just started another side business of doing apparel and silicone rings. And the rings I have, I literally change. I alternate what finger it's on because it means something else. Right now, the middle finger for me is important. It's like I belong to this community because I offer something, right?
Sure.
And it's like that's meaningful. And I'm the one coaching this stuff. So the thing is, like, when you can create a personalization to belong, to be a part of it, like that, to me, it creates the other level of trust, that emotional safety. Like, well, she's showing up. Yes, she's logistically checking all the boxes, but she cares enough to know who I am and know what's important to me, which in turn makes them feel important.
Sure. Congrats on the rings, by
That's
the
my
way.
fun with it.
I've seen those
Oh,
rings the other day. Those are so cool.
thank you. Yeah, it's all up on Widerstrom.com. It's like I had to use my family name because they're everything, and
Absolutely.
strong because I'm a meathead.
Yeah. Um, so going back to what you were saying, I mean, that was awesome. What about for people that, what about a first timer? So I know we try to help our franchisees with this every chance that we get. And as our company grows, we're always trying to figure out ways to try to reinvent this for new customers coming in that don't know us. So we I don't want to use the word struggle. We don't struggle. We do a good job of it, actually. It's just trying to keep it up, keep it changing and keep it different and keep it relevant to what's going on at the times, is gaining that trust to get new customers in the door that says, hey, we're not just a meal plan company. Come in and talk to us.
Well, when it comes to that, I mean, you've got a couple things going on. I mean, to me, the greatest marketing you will ever have, and literally you can't pay for, is personal testimony. I think the way to grow a business is to do so great with who you're working with that they want to talk about it because they're excited about it. They're seeing results from it, so proof of concept, and they're proud. They're like, oh my God, these guys are great. Look at how I'm eating healthier. I'm feeling better. I have more energy with my kids. My workouts are improved. I'm like, I've lost 20 pounds. Like, that's the side of like bonus. When you have people that are personally attesting to the experience, that's it. I mean, like, look at like, let's get away from health and fitness. Let's play like in a different category, right? When I
Sure.
see someone that has really beautiful nails or like great hair or great skin, I'm like, oh my God, girl, where do you go? I'm booking right now. Like, I don't care who they are or what they cost. I do not care. I want that. I want replication of that experience with that person. So it's be so great, Don, and whoever's listening, be so great that people are excited to talk about what you're offering. And then the really important part B of this is you better show up when those people come in your door and you
Absolutely.
replicate that incredible experience that's customized to that human. That's the difference.
And I think in turn, what that also does, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that also starts to create culture organically.
Oh,
You're creating a brand and a
totally.
culture
Oh
because
yeah, and suddenly everyone's at this franchise and they're talking. I'm like, oh, how'd you get it? Oh, you got here through Jen? Oh yeah, of course. I know Jen through this person. This person is the one that told me to come, and now we've got conversation. We've got human contact. We've got that culture, as you pointed out perfectly. I mean, that's the thing. And now we go back to what we first talked about, which is belonging and being a part of something. I mean, that's it.
that's exactly what like sold me on Sorinex. I mean, to be honest with you, I knew of Sorinex before Summer Strong, but I had no idea their company culture. I had no idea their product, until I actually showed up at Summer Strong and played with their equipment. And then, I mean, I think it was even the first night I was there, Ben and Kyle introduced me to Jeremy Ebert. Um,
Yep.
I walked right up to Jeremy and said, I want one of these racks. I don't care what it costs. When I get home, I'm measuring my garage. And he said, okay, man. And I did. I called him as soon as I got home. I said, Jeremy, me and Ben measured my garage. Here's the dimensions. What can you do for me? And I mean, I shit you not, he designed a custom rig right for my garage. And that's what I train on every day.
But like, look at that. So you had personal testimony that got you excited. You showed up and they delivered.
Yeah,
Like, match that point. That's it. That's it.
sure.
You know what I mean? And I will tell you, as far as I've come in this business, I cannot tell you the amount of people that I have. I don't want to say given opportunities. I think people create opportunities for themselves. That I'm like, okay, let's do this, and they blow it. And I'm like, I can't work with you if I can't count on you. You're off the team. Sorry.
Right.
I would rather do it myself and be a little tired than count on people that can't do it. Like, there's no way. Because if people like let me down, that means I'm letting my audience down, and the people that like that like turn to me for support, I'm like, and that's not going to happen. So it's like they follow through, and that's critical when it comes to business.
Absolutely. We we strive to do the best that we can at, as franchisors, my wife and I do in our corporate team here, to deliver that message to our franchise family, to share our message the way that we want it shared and the way that it should be shared. Um, but it's
Right,
difficult.
but
Like I said,
that's baseline. But here's the thing: there's got to be room for play. Hey guys, here are the pillars, right? You wouldn't have let them be franchisees if they didn't share the pillars that you and your wife share. I mean,
absolutely.
come on, they're the bones of who you are and what this company is about. And for anybody that's starting a business, like they're the bones. And you want to expand, you find the people that, as people, right? There's a great quote: "Hire character, teach skill." So like that shit we can figure out, but you cannot pay for character or teach character. So if you have those pillars in place, then they can take the franchise and run with it and put their own twist on it. Because that's what
Absolutely.
people start to use what my favorite motivator is, which is pride, right? I
Yep.
jump into this, I'm doing this, and now I get to discover and grow and create and have pride in what I'm building in my own community. So it's like when people get to take ownership of what they're doing and expand on your concept, that's where I think that things are going to start to light up. So it's like, yes, craft pillars and foundations and operational, sensicles that you've got to have in place, but then let them play, let them party. Because
Yeah, they
what else
gotta
are
be
you doing for?
right.
You have to.
They
But a
gotta
lot
be
of
the
it from
mayor of their
you
town.
exactly, but a lot of that from you is the coaching. I mean, what I'm doing primarily, I always joke about to do one more, fitness video on better triceps. I'm gonna vomit. My love is like coaching coaches. It's facilitating greatness in other leaders because I'm one person and they're one person. But if we can talk to people in their own communities, their own gyms, their own franchises, well, and have them and support them and give them, they help them cultivate that courage around those decisions and those risks, and then they can start to, and then they take those risks and they realize they pay off, and now they've got some rhythm. But a lot of it is encouraging people to take those first steps and knowing that mistakes don't mean anything. Mistakes just mean you're practicing. I mean, like, think about how many times you did a barbell squat or some sort of Olympic or power move, right? It's like I was not perfect in the beginning. I had a couple thousand reps before I would say I was closer to perfect. And
Sure.
yet I kept trying. Why do I create shame around professional development and business and stuff like that and putting ourselves out there as people versus just a barbell? It's the same dang thing. So just keep doing reps and you'll get better at it. But people like have one failure and they're like, oh my God, I suck. It's like, nope, you're just practicing. Keep getting up. Like keep doing it because that's what it takes.
Yeah.
It's a numbers game.
No, I agree totally. We're actually, it's funny, it's ironic that we're having this conversation about that topic too. We're to a point now in our company where we're taking some growth strategies that we're still testing and that we're not perfect on. And, it kind of, it created a ripple with our franchise community when we first launched it and said, hey, this guys, we're going to do this, but, um, we failed at that. We failed at communicating that to them. And we admitted that. We told that to them and they embraced it. They said, okay, if you guys at heart are trying to do the right thing, we appreciate the communication. And now they're buying in.
Right. I mean, it's that simple. But you got
Right.
to own your shit.
Right.
Like it's just, and you did. So it's easy to me, but also by doing that, it doesn't show weakness. It shows strength and saying, well, okay, we tried this. It didn't work. We're going to do this. And now you've actually grown deeper trust with those franchises.
Sure. So off topic, a little lighthearted. Are you doing Squatober?
You know what's funny? I've been so ticked off because I was like, excuse me, where is my Swatober shirt? And they sent it to the wrong address. So in fairness, I'm on the road right now. I get back to Denver this week and I will have my Squatober shirt should be sitting on my porch waiting for me, smiling and waving. So I would hope that Squatober I'll be able to post something about it as of early next week to get on board because last year, if you remember, maybe Sorinex wasn't on your radar. We do a max out day, so we all squat throughout the month, and then our max out lift is like a live streaming squat.
Yeah.
And I streamed from Denver, and like everyone's yelling at me on the the Instagram live, and they were playing my Instagram live at headquarters there at Sorinex. And I remember I was like, so I think I actually don't remember. Maybe I hit 225. I think I went for 235 and just got buried.
Yeah,
So I can't remember if it was 220 or something like that. But it was really, really fun. So yeah, so I will do it, but I feel like I need the gear. You know, I can't squat without my T-shirt.
sure.
I got I got a brand for my boy.
I've been doing it. I think we're on day 8 now, and I told Ben and Kyle they're crazy. I'm like, there's no way I can do this with with my job, the way we travel, as busy as I am. But you know what? It's kept me in check. It's kept me motivated. It's kept training fun when we're stressed out from work. It's kind of given me a goal because
Yeah.
I don't compete anymore, and I'm not going to do a powerlifting meet or anything like that. But this is kind of a self goal for myself, so I'm having a good time with it. I'll be honest with you, we're 8 days in, and I'm ready for it to be over because my legs and my back are killing me.
I know, but you know, it's like you can always take a down like low day, like if whatever's programmed, you know you need it. Like I call that body talk in my book. Just listen to your body. You'll take one day of rest or whatever, and like up your carbs and kind of recover, and then you'll be surprised how fresh you are day 2. But there's nothing I'm telling you don't already know. As
Sure.
with a eat clean business.
Awesome. Well, are you going to be a guest at Summer Strong next year?
Oh yeah, I don't think Bert has a choice for me coming or not. I think the question would be if he'd like me to speak again or not. But even if I'm not speaking, I'm absolutely going to be attending and showing up there.
Awesome.
No brainer. I
Awesome.
know. Will you be coming back as well?
Yeah, I'm actually. I don't know if I want to spoil this on the air here, but I'm gonna try and see if I can get some of our franchisees to come. Um, as a big
Ooh.
group, I think I'm telling you, man, when I went to that thing, just sitting in the audience and listening to those people speak, the only thing I could not call my wife and as much as I wanted to. I wanted to call her and just leave the phone on speakerphone and say, I don't care where you're
Oh
at, just
yeah.
listen to this. I
Listen.
definitely,
Sure.
definitely want her to go, but I think a lot of our franchisees would benefit if they could get some value out of
Of
hearing that. We
course.
had
Well,
Bert.
and just like being there together, it's awesome.
Yeah, we had
I
Bert
mean,
do
like
a.
Zach Brown donates the wine. My meat company, Laura's Lean, we literally donated 1,700 pounds of food. I mean, it's like like grass fed, organic, no hormones, no antibiotics, and just 1,700 pounds of it. You know what I mean? Like it's a great event. We get to lift, we get to eat, we get a little vino, lots of beer. I mean, what else do you need?
Yeah, listen, that beef jerky saved my life, man.
I know, dude. LauraSlane.com. It's seriously the best. Actually, for anybody listening, if you want a discount um on your order, I hope I don't get in trouble for this. But if you just
No,
go Widerstrong, yeah, I just go to LauraSlane.com and then Widerstrong, WIDER, and then STRONG. You can get, I think it's like 15% off your order, 10 or 15%. So you can get some of that jerky that Don's talking about. I live on it too.
I'm sorry, I'm just writing that down for myself.
Oh yeah, don't worry, man.
uh,
But then also,
awesome.
like for anyone listening too, I always post about all my stuff going on too, and like what's going on with Summer Strong or any other events in your area. If you want to kind of connect with me, and all my social media, it's just my full name. It's at Jen Widerstrom, and it's JenWiderstrom. There you go.
Awesome. Well,
But Don,
Jen,
I hope to see you there, and I hope to meet your team.
awesome. Yeah, me too. Well, I can't thank you enough for taking the time out. I know you're very busy, and I know your time is very valuable. So I appreciate the time today, and I can't thank you enough.
You're welcome, dude. You're one of my peers. I'm happy to do it.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much.
All right, you bet. Take care.
All righty.